We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with a bit of news regarding the Tribal Chief and current Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Now there's no doubt that Roman Reigns has arguably been on the best run of his entire career since he returned at SummerSlam last year, and turned heel, while aligning with Paul Heyman at the same time. And since then, Roman Reigns has went on to have a truly dominant run as the Universal Champion on Friday Night SmackDown, with Roman's current title reign without question being the best of his career by quite a large margin. However, as time goes on, many fans are beginning to wonder which superstar on SmackDown will be the wrestler to put an end to Roman Reigns' dominant run as the Universal Champion. And we have some news regarding the superstars Vince McMahon and WWE are reportedly currently considering to defeat Roman Reigns and win the Universal Championship. While superstars like Edge and Daniel Bryan are certainly worthy potential stars to end Roman's title reign, apparently the three superstars Vince and WWE are currently deciding between to defeat Roman Reigns and win the Universal title are Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, and The Rock. Now when it comes to Seth Rollins, there's no doubt that Seth has what it takes to defeat Roman Reigns in the right circumstance. But the rumor also mentions that Seth Rollins is likely the last of the three options being considered to end Roman Reigns' Universal title run. Brock Lesnar is reportedly another option WWE are considering, and by all means, while Roman has truly upped his dominance in recent months on SmackDown, if there was ever one superstar who could give even this version of Roman Reigns a run for his money, it would certainly be the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar, who also has a connection to Roman Reigns in the way of Paul Heyman. With rumors going around that Brock Lesnar could be returning to WWE in the not-so-distant future, Lesnar is apparently a superstar Vince is considering to possibly end Roman Reigns' Universal title reign. The last superstar WWE are contemplating to be the man to defeat Roman Reigns is his cousin The Rock. And for those of you unaware, earlier this year rumors had went around that WWE had considered a Universal title WrestleMania 37 match between The Rock and Roman Reigns, but due to The Rock's hectic schedule in Hollywood, that match could not be made this year. Although there is some speculation that it could happen next year, and if The Rock is decided to be the man to dethrone the big dog of the Universal Championship, it would likely occur at next year's WrestleMania 38 pay-per-view event, which means that Roman Reigns in the meantime could be holding on to his title for quite a bit longer and go on to have a historic title reign. Make sure you guys sound off in the comment section below which superstar you feel deserves to defeat Roman Reigns and win the Universal Championship between the three superstars mentioned above. Or are there other superstars that WWE should be considering to dethrone Roman Reigns instead, such as Big E for example? While some fans complain that Monday Night Raw has been a pretty lackluster show in recent months, there's no doubt that many fans are still happy about the way Bobby Lashley has completely turned his career around in WWE on the Raw brand this year in 2021, with Bobby Lashley finally winning that WWE Championship from The Miz prior to WrestleMania 37 for the first time in his career, a title that had eluded Bobby for over a decade. While many fans would argue that the main event title scene on Raw right now is far from being the most intriguing, considering the Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre feud has seemingly been going on for what seems like an eternity, on this past week's episode of Raw, WWE began a big storyline twist for the WWE Championship scene heading into the upcoming Hell in a Cell 2021 pay-per-view event, which takes place next month in June. As many of you are likely aware, much like his last push in WWE that started completely out of nowhere a couple of years ago, Kofi Kingston once again inserted himself into a prominent position on the Raw brand by defeating both Randy Orton and the current WWE Champion Bobby Lashley in the same night. And while some fans were speculating that this was nothing more than a one-time big night for Kofi Kingston, apparently that is not the case whatsoever. And the relatively boring anticipated rematch between Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell 2021 will likely be getting a whole lot more interesting. According to a breaking new leaked backstage rumor, Vince McMahon is reportedly planning to make a big triple threat match for the WWE Championship at Hell in a Cell between the defending champion Bobby Lashley against his challengers Drew McIntyre and Kofi Kingston, with WWE apparently planning to build up Kofi Kingston in the coming weeks on Raw to justify his involvement in the WWE title match at Hell in a Cell, even though a win over the actual champion is justification enough in many fans' opinions. While it definitely does seem a bit out of the blue, rumors are going around that Vince would like to give Kofi Kingston yet another big push that leads to him shockingly winning the WWE title. And apparently there is speculation that Kofi Kingston could shock the world by winning the WWE Championship from Bobby Lashley at Hell in a Cell 2021, in an effort to increase the appeal of Monday Night Raw, because as many of you are likely aware, Drew McIntyre is apparently moving on to a storyline with Jinder Mahal following next month's pay-per-view event, and Vince feels a money storyline would be a David vs. Goliath storyline between Kofi Kingston and Bobby Lashley before we get into SummerSlam 2021 season. And while there's no doubt it's highly unlikely that Kofi Kingston would be having a very long title run before dropping the championship back to Bobby Lashley ahead of SummerSlam, Vince McMahon feels that Kofi deserves another big moment in his career, and that the timing is perfect right now for a surprise title change to get fans interested in Monday Night Raw once again. And make sure you guys let us know down in the comment section below if you would be interested in seeing Kofi Kingston not only get added into the WWE title match against Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell 2021, but surprisingly win the WWE Championship at Hell in a Cell and begin a short feud with Bobby Lashley on the Raw brand. We have a bit of breaking news to share because for those of you unaware, former NXT North American Champion the Velveteen Dream has been released and fired from WWE as of today. There is currently no word on why WWE decided to release the Velveteen Dream, although it is being rumored that WWE is claiming it was for budget-cutting reasons. And let us know your immediate thoughts and opinions of WWE firing the Velveteen Dream seemingly out of nowhere. With a nickname like the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose aka Jon Moxley is a wrestler who gives it his all every time he steps foot inside the squared circle, whether it was during his time spent in WWE or currently in AEW All Elite Wrestling. However, Dean Ambrose recently revealed some sad health news during an interview, as Dean Ambrose made it clear that he's basically in pain each and every day, and that this comes from all the wear and tear on Jon Moxley's body from his hardcore wrestling over the years. And while wear and tear eventually affects all wrestlers to some extent, it seems to be affecting Dean Ambrose a bit sooner and in a big way, because while Jon Moxley is only 35 years old, the wear and tear is starting to catch up to him. As expected, this unfortunate news has gotten many fans concerned that Jon Moxley's wrestling career could be winding down in the near future, and that is reportedly very possible, with one new leaked backstage rumor revealing that Dean Ambrose aka Jon Moxley could be retiring from wrestling when his AEW contract runs up in the next year or so, which means that Dean Ambrose would most likely not be returning to WWE and instead retiring from wrestling altogether.
Sauce.